This is Angad Bedi. I come in from four-generation construction company, and it's a family business. Today is just sharing about my entrepreneurship stint in the past 2 decades, the learnings thereon, and certain things which led to the evolution of mine, understanding where things started in and the journey across of life, having been taught values from the family, having been a chartered accountant, being a professional, understood markets, been advised by a lot of mentors, family, friends, but when sometimes life hits you in a manner when you're not prepared for it, though it not might be intentional, it not might be in a manner that you would have purposed for it, and you are rollerballed, it stems you back into a position where it puts you into a well, and it is a very, very deep and a long climb back up, and an individual struggle where people judge you, people perceive you, and you have to be resilient, you have to hold the line, and you just need to rework and repurpose yourself towards what you had started out. Eventually, thinking and reality are two distinct things in life. So I am a chartered accountant. I trained with PwC and KPMG. And as a construction family business, 2 decades back, I was an entrepreneur who wanted to get into real estate development. A stint of a business in India in that decade of 2005 and 15, when markets were unregulated, the industry was not set up, processes and policies were not clear. We had a lot of newcomers, new business houses coming into this venture, and from a contracting background, we were looking to diversify into an execution of real estate development. As youngsters, when we are in college, when we are in school, we all have our dreams, we all have a purpose, we all have a life mission coming in from internal desire. It comes in from parents' learnings. It comes in from grandparents' advice that what you should be doing in life, which becomes your benchmarks, which become your own value systems, what define to purpose yourself to your own future, which is kind of halfway, I would say, built inward, halfway has been told to you what you need to do in life. What in life is that acumen of knowledge and experience are two distinguished things. Theory and theoretical knowledge into practicality are absolutely north and south pole. And these are things in life which one learns to see like a movie, where if he would have seen the same movie the fifth time around, the fifth time, the meaning, the takeaway, the essence from that same movie, from how he would have seen it in the first time to where you would have grown in life to how perceived the meaning of the movie as a takeaway from the direction to the art to the ethos and the underlying emotions coming out, correlating in and stemming in from where you are in a personal point of life. So I basically had a large expectation to start a real estate development Rated mistake. It has just happened because we have started as youngsters. We are all bound to make mistakes, be it in career choice, as elders. It could be various things we do, and we learn and evolve from our personal family time to our life with our children, to our communication, and just overall in our work environment. It is a learning of every day which takes you into becoming a better human being. Life, as you know, capital is the most commodity where it defines. They say money in the bank is the most, Lakshmi is, they say, Chanchal. It is the first one to go out. And when it is not there, you are not realizing how to get it back, creates anxiety and fear, unlike it has been a biggest crisis of your life. So when we say the monetary syndrome, your actions, be it your jobs, be it your works, be it your outlays, be it your financial planning, be it your investments, all have an implication on your life's bearings. And if things go right, they are all instead of line. But unfortunately, if they don't go wrong, it sets you back in a manner that you feel you have a network, you have friendships. In our contact list, we have thousands of people on our phone books. We have friends. But when it comes to the time of crisis, when it comes to a point of reality, you really don't have a net to fall into. A large Instagram followers, a large Facebook friendship, a large contact list, a large colleague list. But in times of crisis, those 2 a.m. friends buckle up below a number of single digits. And that is life, that is reality. That is when you start waking up to know what is the true way when in life you are chasing something and in your time, what comes back to you. This is what I have started believing, that in a journey of difficult times, you have difficulties wherein life mirrors you in a form that you are not able to understand it from outward to inward, inward to outward. And it is then you build up true relationships that they say your network is your net worth. That is actually the people, the family, the friendships, your colleagues, your partnerships, your market perseverance, all starts building up your own value. And a man, a woman, a family, a child ultimately is a person of its word, which is defined by its own character. Character is a test of time which comes in with a lot of grit, with a lot of difficulty, a lot of challenges. And as we start early, every shortcut to anything, be it a job promotion, be it an exam, be it a school education test, there is no shortcut in life. It is a hard test. It comes in not in terms of preaching philosophy. It does not come in. These are practically felt inward word when you would reflect it into your life. Whenever you have tried to take a bend around the curve, somewhere it has made you fall in a manner because it takes a decade to work backward for it to show in weeks towards where you come in from. This, what I put in is 5 years underground, 5 weeks above. That is life in our decade of 8 decades, 7 decades. The pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of hard work, the pursuit of daily struggles, the pursuit of from family to friends to further is explained in a manner that in life you want to have a compounding effect in terms of all slow decisions done right, which becomes a multiplier of your efforts and time. 29, I was in a liability of a project not having gone right. When you start something, you have to owe it back, either in product, kind, consideration, in whatever manner you take it forward to. And if you don't owe it back, that is a blemish of Nietzsche's test. You fail. That is a character demolition, what happens, and you lose the biggest thing in life, which is your own market reputation, which is built in by your conduct, which is built in by your own character building, which is built in with your own stead of how you have held yourselves, not in the good times, but in times of crisis, in times of difficulties, in times when you feel lost, in times when you are seeing the darkness, but yet not breaking your integrity as a character. It is that quiet lessons, slowly done right, and answered in a manner that when I do something next, I don't need to do what will make me successful, what will make me powerful, what will make me better. But at least I coined these two words, which I put in before anything I do in life. What if? That is before if you go for a job interview, before you go in for an entrepreneurship stint, before you go in for marriage, before you go in to an overseas assignment or anything else you can correlate personally, you put these two words and start thinking internally, what if this does not happen and what if this happens? And before we carve our own journey out, these two words internalize ourselves about explaining a lot of unanswered questions, which don't become pitfalls of your own life, but they become as answers about situations which might not have been foreseen before you started the journey. Life as youngsters, the past 2 decades is when I feel 40s is the year when starts becoming the journey of evolution of your hard work, the showcase about your character, the abundance which the network, your relationships start building back onto becoming your personal orchard, which becomes the 40 to 60 of your fruit bearing in your life. So it is the seeds that you grow in, and don't pluck them out early in life. Let them flourish, let them grow, let relationships, let work, let hard work not be shortchanged, because like an atom which is split, it splits into pieces. It does not hold to become a whole again. Whenever in life, stay underground, stay resilient, come back up in a manner which is strong, effective, and as well as you need to know that influence is not transferred, it is transferred. In your life of journey of struggles, people come along with you in a manner, reflect back to start acknowledging who were there. When you start acknowledging, sharing, and giving back to everybody in your journey, you are not making them the holder of your mantle. You are just creating a personality of yourself, having understood who was there in your own time, and making your entire strength of your network into an infallible force. I feel all of you here are already accomplished gentlemen and women and my friends, but I have